Not too sure what's up with my OSD. It's not detecting the FPS, which is a little strange. But nothing more I can really do about it. So, may as well go through the in-game settings. You guys can at least see how I'm playing the game. So playing at a resolution of 3840 by 2160 at 120 Hz and using DLSS at the quality preset. No frame generation. Frame rate has a cap of 240 FPS at the engine. I'm using motion blur at level 3, no vignette, no chromatic aberration. NVIDIA Reflect low latency is enabled, and everything is at high, which is the highest. Variable rate shading is also disabled, you just don't need that, as it reduces quality. Anyway, getting through the game now, just got to the part where he basically accepts that he's Ifrit, and accepts that he is a fire dominant. That's about as far as I got.
Take a seat, Clive. I'll fetch you up. So you're really going through with it? Sid's been talking about bringing down a mother crystal since I've known him. But that's all it's ever been. Talk.
He's convinced it's the right thing to do. We'll be leaving for the capital shortly.
Well, you couldn't have picked a better moment. Seems the hiding the royalists gave him wasn't enough to dampen old Sylvester's spirits. His legions are on the march again, this time due south.
Another war.
All as the great Grieger wills it. Bloodthirsty little miss, that one. That's God's for you, innit? Still, might work to our advantage on this occasion. Wars breed chaos. On the front lines, and at home. With a fair wind behind them, a handful of like-minded ne'er-do-wells could melt into the back alleys of Oriflamme. No trouble. Is making it to the capital that's the problem.
The checkpoint.
That's right. Anyone travelling in or out of Oriflamme has to go through Northreach. Lucky for you, I might just know of a way.
This.
Well, no, not that. That gets you an audience with the Dame. And it's Dame who'll see you safely through Northreach. I'll send the Stolas in the morning, let her know you're coming. We go way back, and she's a true friend of the cause. I'm sure you'll get on like a house on fire.
That's good of you, but who is this Dame, and where will I find her?
She's the proud proprietress of Northreach's foremost house of ill repute, the Vale. And she's quite a woman, if you know what I mean.
A woman. Right.
Don't go blinding her with your charm now, lad. I'll be expecting a full report when you get back.
Right, says hi, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. I'm intrigued about this lady now. The way he's talking, she's got to be someone special. So, Alliant reports. Alliant reports are now available for viewing by speaking to Gart. I think that's how you pronounce it. At the Alliance report counter. The Hideaway's mess. These reports compiled by the Curse Breakers contain information on quests currently available across Valisphere. Is that how you pronounce it? I don't know. Got some interesting names in this game.
I suppose that's everything. Now to find Gav.
Alright, let's get out of here.
Well, 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 someone's in a hurry.
Just following orders.
Funny, I never took you for the type.
Can't all be as obedient as you, Gav.
Eh?
Fine day for a little mischief, wouldn't you say?
Is this all of us?
Actually, Gav won't be coming.
Just the three of us, then?
Drake's Head is the keystone of the Empire. Oriflamme's in chaos, yes, but that doesn't mean we can march an army through her gates. The fewer our numbers, the better our chances of going unnoticed. And should that plan fail, well, we have our icons to fall back on.
Sid, I don't know if I can. Ifrit still seems to come and go as he pleases.
Ordinarily, priming an icon comes naturally to a dominance. But then, you are no ordinary dominance.
Well, he's still got the blessing of the Phoenix, doesn't he?
Not to mention what he sucked out of Garuda. And did I ever tell you about how he was once the greatest shield in Rosaria? You know, I reckon he could probably cut us a path out of the capital on his own if need be.
Let's try not to find out.
We're less likely to be spotted if we travel separately. I'll meet you in Northreach in a few days. You two behave now.
Okay, there's still a few side missions to do, so no need to rush into the storyline. There's a side mission to do here, and there's also a side mission to do at the location we're trying to go. I want to go and do this side mission. I like to kind of keep everything... I like to try and get everything done as best as I can while I'm playing the main story. You don't want to leave everything piled up towards the end. Okay. See what's going on here.
The tavern. It's done for. I've seen your face before. You're a friend of Martha's. Help us, I beg you.
Help you with what?
Bandits in the Golden Stables. They're waving their swords around. I think they're gonna kill someone. When I saw what was happening, I slipped out the back. I should have stayed, but... Oh, please help them.
Yeah, shot out them. That 8-bit
Right.
coffee says
I'll see to your
it's nice to
problem.
stream in 4K now.
Thank you.
Yeah,
How many were there?
it is.
I was out of the door too fast to count. They looked a nasty bunch, though. Be careful in there, all right?
Yeah, to stream on YouTube at 4K with good bitrate, I think you need at least 28 megabytes per second up. I'm using the maximum YouTube handles, and that's 51 megabytes per second, because I got really fast hyper optic broadband. Jack King says just did the side quest last night.
Golden
Okay.
Stables my ass. All Martha's hiding back here is coppers. Huh? Oh, that's a fine sword, friend. Heavy though, I expect. What say we relieve you of it?
Oh, we're really gonna fight these guys in here? Okay.
Get him back. I want that plate.
Let's get this over with.
Well, you're not getting anything from me.
It's over. Fall.
Okay, dealt with him real quick. Easy work. I don't think he even landed a blow on me.
I'll be keeping my blade, thank you.
There he is, the hero of the Golden Stables.
People will think twice about pushing us around again, thanks to you. We're lucky you were nearby. No good cowards wouldn't have dared set foot in the place if I'd been here, of course.
But you weren't. I thought you told me you had someone watching the place.
The Blood Axes keep an eye on the tavern, yeah. When they're not busy keeping the peace, that is. I've spread them as thin as they'll go. The Empire might be in charge, but that don't mean they care to keep us safe. If it weren't for the Blood Axes and me, merchants won't come near these lands for fear of what might happen to them.
I see. Then you do Rosaria a great service.
Just as you did today. You're a useful man to have around. Here.
And there'll be a mug of something tasty waiting for you whenever you next stop by.
Right, we've got work to do for to make this place presentable. You best be going before I arm you with a mop.
Okay, it's a nice way to earn 95 ability points. Matthew Evans says, played this one on PS5 in performance mode. Would be nice to play on PC with higher FPS and settings. This being my first experience with the game, I would imagine playing at 30 FPS if you didn't know any better. I think your performance mode on PS5 was 40 FPS, wasn't it? It wasn't even 60. So seeing this game at 60 must be pretty impressive. Anyway, I think there was only one side mission in this town, so we can leave here. Let's go towards the main mission. Matthew Evans says, any stuttering? You do get stuttering, but it's very, very few and far in between. It doesn't happen often. Not as much as like Unreal Engine traversal stutter and things like that. It's kind of like you can't even predict when it happens, to be honest. You might just enter a cutscene with a certain NPC and then you might get a stutter, and then you won't get one for like an hour, so it's a bit strange. Anyway, time to get out of this place. Trying to think where the easiest way. To be honest, it'd be easier just to run around to the exit. This might be a good time to farm a little bit of experience. There's a few abilities I want to learn. So I'm just going to destroy everything on the way out. I would have my on-screen display which shows performance, but like if I enable it, for some reason, it's not showing FPS. I'm not too sure why. And that's the NVIDIA one. It usually does, but I'm not too sure why it's not doing it. So no frame rate this time, guys. Okay, we got some enemies.
You know what to do, boy.
VIP Romeo YT says, bro, please make a video for i9 3900K when gaming. Use only under 100 watts. I don't have a 3900K anymore. I own a 4900KS. That's the only Intel CPU I own. Jim Lenovo says, hi, I needed some help. I only gaming and I like to overclock and tune RAM. What CPU to buy for 12700K? For 180 bucks. And 3600K for 250, 1200KS or for 280. I would go with the 12900KS. Solid CPU. But you can't really do too much with that in terms of like RAM tuning. I think the highest speed you can expect out of the 12900K, I think I've seen up to 6400 megahertz maybe. I could be wrong, but there isn't too much you can do with the RAM. Maybe having a Z790 motherboard with a 12900KS opens some doors, I'm not too sure. But you'll have to experiment.
That's enough. Stay down. So,
I dealt with these guys. Where the hell is Jill? I don't even think she was even fighting with us. She just disappears sometimes.
Excellent. Another fight.
Where the hell did these guys turn up from? Let's try my limit break on these guys. Yeah, that limit break's awesome. Dealt with those scorpions in no time. Breezy says, I pre-ordered this game on PS5. When I saw the resolution and FPS in combat, I uninstalled it. Man, that sucks. Did you get a refund as well, or did you just thought, I'll just keep it in my collection? Jake Snake says, good to see you streaming today. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I'm trying to stream more and more these days when I can, especially when it's games that are kind of easy to play and interact with. When it's games that require your full attention all the time, they're a little bit harder to stream. Okay, we got it down. This thing is strong. Play out this way. Come on then, let's go.
Over here.
Oh, even after all of that, still couldn't even get it into stagger. Let's finish it off. Alright, dealt with that real nice. I need to get my limit break to level 4 so it can last a little bit longer. Okay, so Robbie LV says, actually no, you're speaking with someone else. Galifano79 says, hello dude, I hope you're keeping well. Any predictions, thoughts on the upcoming 5900K? Or do you mean the Arrow Lake, is it Ultra 9 285K? I think that's what it's called. It's got a bit of a weird name now. They're dropping the core naming scheme. It's like Ultra 9 285K. Now, from what I've seen, it's not going to have better multi-core performance than, let's say, the 3900K and the 4900K and the 4900KS, but it will have better single core performance, but not by a great deal, maybe 5%. And it's meant to have a 250 watt TDP, so it may not be as power efficient as we once thought. So, you know, there's a few things that are in question, but the main thing is it's Intel are dropping hyperthreading. So we've never seen a chip without hyperthreading. That generally means they've got more space to put more stuff in the actual on the die, so it could reduce latency. It could be a gaming beast, you never know. Architectural improvements may also come into play rather than just IPC, so we'll have to wait and see. I'm not gonna expect too much, maybe 7% improvement possibly. No, nothing more than that. Okay, let's go on to the main mission now. I don't want to bore you guys to death with side missions. I'm trying to pronounce everyone's name as correctly as I can.
We're meeting in Northreach. But will I find Sid and Jill before this dame finds me?
Oh, Jill's not with me. Okay, everyone's split up. That makes sense. So Rahul is live says, are you thinking to upgrade your SSDs to Gen 5 anytime soon? No, and there's a reason for that. if I was to upgrade to a Gen 5 NVMe SSD, it means that my graphics card can no longer run at Gen 4 X16. It will have to run at X8. So you're literally halving the bandwidth just to have a faster SSD. It's not worth it. All of my NVMEs in my this gaming rig are all PCI-E Gen 4, and they all have like 7,000 megabytes read and around 6.8 write or something like that. So they're very, very fast. So I'm very, very happy with my storage configuration at the moment.
Ah, you're Sid's man, if I'm not mistaken. Couldn't trouble you for some assistance, could I?
That depends. What do you need?
Some new bearers from Oriflamme just arrived, and it cost Master Quinton a pretty penny to convince their owner to part with them. Man must have been a bloody tyrant. I can't get a peep out of them, try as I might.
They're probably terrified of you.
You're probably right. Dare say it'd take a bearer like yourself to open them up. So, will you have a word with them? Help them settle in?
Sure, why not?
I can try.
That'll do me. Tell them they're safe, and that if they need anything, they just have to ask.
I'll let them know.
Appreciate it. They're sitting over there, taking a long overdue breather, looks like.
Jake Stank says game looks really good. Yeah, I'm actually, I mean, this game is a little bit like Marmite to people. Some people love it, some people hate it, and they think it looks like a PS4 game. And for me, I think it's actually a really nice looking game. I got no problems with the presentation.
So you're the new arrivals. Is there anything I can get you? You're safe here. They don't punish people like us for speaking our minds.
Truly. I'm hungry. My sister too, we're starving.
Wait here. I'll fetch you something from the tavern.
Thank you.
I won't be long. You stay here and rest.
It sucks that these guys get treated like this, but that's just the way it is. But at least Clive and Joe are looking to change that, so anything I can do to help.
But how did the grocer know his daughter had been stealing off to the vineyard to see the lad? Sun's setting fast. They'll all be back from the vineyard soon.
I better go and give that stew a stir.
Can I have another cup, Daddy?
There'll be none.
I'll have 2 plates of whatever you're serving.
Sorry. We've enough mouths of our own to feed without tending to the wants of outsiders.
It's not for me. It's for some new arrivals.
Oh, my apologies. I didn't see the mark. So you're a comrade. Well, in that case, you may have whatever you require. Take all the bread and wine you want.
That's really all it takes. One look at the innkeeper's mark.
Of course it is. I do as Master Quinton commands, as do we all. And Master Quinton commands that none of his favoured guests be left wanting. Well, don't keep our new comrades waiting. Take what you need and see that they eat their fill.
Okay. This Master Quinton's got everything on lock, it seems. Rollis Live says, are you thinking to upgrade your SSD? Oh, you already read that. Bro, do you come from a rich family? What do you do for a living apart from YouTube? No, I don't come from a rich family. Everything I own, I've had to work and buy myself. YouTube is just a hobby to me. I have a regular job. Nothing special. I just save for the things I like, and that's it.
Bread and wine. Hopefully this will be enough.
Okay. Let's go and feed these guys. I do enjoy the soundtrack on this game. It's just A1.
Hotel, mate. Turnips for supper, okay.
Brother, did you see?
Yeah. Bread and wine from the tavern.
May we? Truly?
If I was a Rothschild, I'd get everyone in my chat an upgrade, whatever they wanted, if I was that rich.
Such plenty. Never in all my days.
Brother, this place is like a dream. We sat and no one shouted. We ate and more was offered.
I know. I can't believe it.
You're free now. And the next time you're hungry, you need only ask to be fed.
Thank you for everything. Thank you.
Okay, that was a little bit of a tedious side mission. It was more of like a go and fetch this and finish conversation, and that's it. But you know, it's still nice to help out where you can. So there's still more side missions I can do here. Let's see what's going on over here. What is this? The mysteries of unification.
Master Quinton will never forgive me if I don't say. I want no trouble. Wait, that's... Oh, glory to Griga. You were the hanged man. I took you for a rogue. If you're a friend of Master Quinton's, then perhaps you'll help me. His Inyard, Lostwing's pride and joy, has been beset by a plague of giant wasps.
And you need someone to solve your pest problem.
I do indeed. I've never seen them so far from the forest, nor so mean for that matter. I suppose the smell's got them worked up. And little wonder. This'll be the finest crop we've ever known if the fiends don't eat it first. I tried chasing them off myself, but they won't flee from the likes of me. And if I don't bring those grapes in for pressing soon, Master Quinton will have my guts for garters. You look like you can handle that blade of yours. Will you put it to use for a comrade in need? Please, rid us of these wasps so I can be about my business.
Well, since you asked so nicely.
All right. I'll see to it.
Oh, thank you. You'll find them over at Gotan's Bales on the edge of town. And hurry, Lostwing needs those grapes.
Let's go and take care of those bees then. Come on, Torgal, it's just me and you now. Jill is off with Sid. So it's just us. So I'm guessing Jill knows how to turn into her dominant Shiva at will. Whereas Clive doesn't really know how to turn into Ifrit by will. So be interesting seeing how that develops. Okay, are we going the right way? Yeah, it's okay. Or Bell Downs. Well, we're in the right place now. One thing I like about this game as well is like
That must be a vineyard. A few wasps shouldn't give me too much trouble.
I was about to say, in most Final Fantasies that have open worlds, or like the battles are like in a free roam scenario, every single time you have an encounter, you usually have to usually hear the battle song. Or in this game, they'll keep the ambient music playing, which is something I prefer, and they'll only play like a battle song when there's like a strong enemy or a boss or something. Let's deal with these things. Ruder's better for these ones. Come on, Torgal. One more over here.
It's over.
Yep, Ziza, the music is awesome. That's one thing that's one of the best things about this game is the soundtrack.
I better let Quentin's man know.
Okay, that's the side mission pretty much done. Let's get out of here. I couldn't imagine playing this game at 30 FPS. No way.
It's looking to be a fine harvest this year.
Yeah, it definitely fits the atmosphere well. They chose the right songs for the right moments. Okay, I've dealt with your little wasp problem. Now reward me.
Those wasps won't be interfering with your harvest anymore.
Oh, thank you. Master Quentin would have had my head if I'd lost the crop. I'd say you've earned a reward. Our Gotand Rouge fetches a handsome price among the rich and powerful of the realm. We use that money to keep our comrades fed and imperial wolves from our door. The vineyards were Master Quentin's idea. He wanted to give bearers a place to work, a place where they'd be safe.
Well, he certainly seems to have done that here. I'm glad I could help.
I'll see that he hears of your kindness. And once this vintage is ripe for drinking, there'll be a glass or two raised in your honor.
How about you just give me a bottle instead? Okay, Dying Vine. Dying on a Vine has been completed. I got 120 ability points for that, which is probably the most useful thing. Okay, let's see if there's any more side missions in this area. I don't think there is, so I'm just going to continue with the main mission, if that's the case.
Did the grocer know his daughter had been stealing off to the vineyard?
Okay, so I'm just gonna save the game just in case there's something I want to do differently. Always keep 2 saves just in case I mess one up.
See the lad.
There were purple handprints all over her skirts.
Alright, let's continue with the main story.
What do we do for supper?
Okay, we gotta go up the steps. So Zizo3434 says, on action difficulty 30 FPS is bearable, but on Final Fantasy difficulty 60 FPS becomes necessary.
Is it safe to ride to Northreach now?
30 FPS. I understand what you mean though. So if it's more story orientated, then the slower FPS kind of works. The action orientated is definitely complemented by having a better frame rate. Okay. Come on, Torgal, let's go. Okay.
You know what to do, boy.
Try and stay on the right track. What is this thing?
No holding back.
It's another wyvern. Alright, let's finish it off. And this one is ridiculously strong. Alright, we've got you now. Tougher than I thought it'd be. Okay, seal up. We even going the right way? What is this? There's nowhere to climb. I guess we gotta go the other way. Seb says the game looks awful compared to the current gen titles. Yeah, that's debatable. I don't see anything awful about the presentation. May not be as good looking as some of the current gen games, but the game definitely doesn't look awful. There's so much detail in some of the characters. I think awful is not a fair assessment, but everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Come on, Torgal, let's deal with these things. For a non-open world Final Fantasy, some of the areas are pretty big.
North Reach.
So the game kind of feels open world to a degree, but it's not. Okay, let's deal with these things. To really use Torgal more, because he can put enemies in their air and things like that, so you can almost do combos with him. Nice. Something over there we need to grab. Got everything we need for now. Trying to save up 2,000 ability points so I can learn, so I can upgrade Limit Break up to level 4.
Soldiers used to speak of a brothel, but that was north of the checkpoint.
A brothel.
I hope the dame has friends in the south.
Don't want to get myself in trouble. Hopefully they don't too X-rated. Let's check out the shop first before we go and speak to the person we're supposed to speak to.
What did you say was in these pies again?
Oh, and a chine of roast apple.
A plum for the apple of your eye.
You there? Fancy a drop of the Empire's finest?
Okay.
The fruit's not getting any fresher.
And what can I do for you?
Okay, what do you have to sell? Well, we don't care about Gaia Blade, that's for sure. Everything that you have are pretty much stock. What is this? A tattered slip of parchment upon which has been hastily scrawled several bars of music. So these are just extra songs. I don't really care about those for now, and I haven't got enough money to be spending it on things like that. So let's just buy the potion and get out of here.
Come back again.
Each one is handcrafted from the farm.
A moment, my lady.
A moment? I doubt you could afford even that much of my time. Branded.
My mistake.
No, mine. Upon reflection, you don't have the scent of a branded about you. The flowers. Otto always did know how to please me. More than Sid ever did anyway. Do you think you could please me, Clive?
You're the dame.
Let us leave such impersonal titles to my less preferred clientele. You can call me Isabel. Otto assured me I could trust you. I can trust you, can't I?
You can trust me, yes, but why would you?
Help you? Because that's what we do. Long ago, Sid did me a kindness when no one else would. I have never forgotten that. Without it, I would not be where I am today. And so, I make it a point to do the same whenever possible. Which brings us here. To the final obstacle between you and whatever it is you seek in the holy capital. I fear the guards are not likely to let a masterless bearer pass unmolested, unless...
Unless...
Unless, of course, his master deigned to appear. Yes, that will do nicely. But I shall expect a favor in return.
Wait, what?
Well, she's interesting. Some kind of high-class brass, but she's got a seductive way about her. I wonder what kind of favor she wants from Clive. Anyway, let's find out what she wants.
Are you gonna buy something or not?
Oscar says, hi, I have a problem with my 4900 KS and RTX 4090. Okay, what's the problem? Well, if they're broken, you should just RMA them. There's no need to go through trying to do problem solving if you've got a receipt.
We cannot have people thinking I tolerate disobedience from my branded.
The men who gave me this are no more my masters than you are. But it's not as if I can hide it.
From the moment you acquired it, that brand has done naught but take. But today, it is going to give you exactly what you want. Just play along.
No, I'm using my PlayStation 5 control pad and it's natively supported. There's no emulation required.
Back to the Vale already?
But of course, we must make ready to welcome you, my dear.
And who might this be?
Why, my new escort. The streets aren't safe for a girl, what with all the royalists about.
Well, don't work him too hard.
Well, that rather depends on you now, doesn't it? I'll see you all at sunset.
I do have an Xbox One X control pad as well, but I use my PlayStation pad if the game is a PlayStation. If it's a Sony game, I prefer to use my PlayStation pad.
Another fucking branded. Well, you're lucky you're with the dame. Now get out of my sight, filth.
No, I use the Xbox, but only with Microsoft games, really. But plus Sony games, I use my PlayStation because it's better supported.
That wasn't so bad.
Wasn't so bad. They might have recognized me.
But they didn't. And even if they had, they wouldn't have done anything about it. The gentlemen of the garrison are some of my best customers. We have an arrangement, as do you and I. Now, if you'd care to follow me, we can speak more at the Vale.
Damn, is the snatch really that good? Okay.
Doesn't seem like I have much of a choice.
Okay, it's all stop-start. Just follow me, follow me. It's a little bit annoying.
And if anyone requests her company, tell them she is feeling unwell.
Madame, you look stunning.
As do you, my dear.
Shall I have one of the girls draw a bath?
That won't be necessary. Clive, my darling, welcome to the Vale.
So is this where she conducts her business? I think it does support all of the features. You can even do, let me have a look. There are some special options actually that I saw in this game for the PS5 control pad. Let me just double check. Or maybe that was God of War. I've been playing so many games recently, I kind of forget what game was what. Let's go to the control pad. So it says controller rumble adaptive triggers. Press L2 and R2 feedback vibration functionality on or off. So you can toggle the haptic feedback, I'd imagine. What else does it do? And that's pretty much it. It does support the adaptive triggers though, and that's it. Nothing really else. Neil ZR1 says, hi Bang for Buck PC Gamer. What is your opinion on the recent OLED monitors? For example, the ASUS PG32U CDM. Is that the 480 Hz one? Or the 240 Hz 4K. It's like you can do both, I think. I think it's overpriced. I think if you've got an RTX 3090 and 4090, it's kind of a waste of time. I would imagine you need DisplayPort 2.0 to take advantage of that. So the only card that can really use it is the 7900 XTX, and I don't think it's powerful enough. So at the moment, I don't think it's worth buying until the RTX 50 series comes out, and you'll have a bit more horsepower to actually take advantage of those high refresh rates. I think it's a waste of time, to be honest. But they are good displays, just not ready. We're just not ready for them yet, that's all.
Thank you for seeing me through the gates, my lady. I am in your debt.
Well, that was the whole point, wasn't it? And I told you, it's Isabel. Whatever wound you so tight, I wonder. It's certainly not Sid's influence.
You, mentioned a favor. What is it you'd have me do? I don't want to keep my companions waiting.
If you mean Sid and the girl, you needn't worry. They have yet to reach the checkpoint. Yes, Otto asked me to help them as well. But to answer your question, I need you to find someone for me. One of my girls. Tatienne has been gone for several days now, having left no word of explanation. And I've begun to fear the worst.
I feel as if I've spent my whole life searching for people. No, I can't say I'm any good at it.
I trust you'll do your best. Oh, and take this.
You accept the moon.
And hopefully enough to keep prying eyes from looking too closely at that handsome face of yours. Now, I have matters to attend to at the Iron Flagon. If you find anything, ask for me there.
Oh, she's certainly done well for herself, laying on her back. Oldest occupation in the world. Still in high demand, it seems. Anyway, let's find this aid that she wants.
You wear the dame's brooch. She must trust you.
Enough to have me look for one of your colleagues. A woman by the name of Tatienne.
She's still missing then. Oh, if only I'd comforted her.
You saw her before she disappeared.
The day before. She was in tears. She'd lost her comb, a gift from the dame. It wasn't anything fancy, but you could tell it meant the world to her. You see, Tatienne was an orphan, and she looked upon the dame as a mother, as do we all.
So she was upset.
And I didn't lend her my shoulder. But perhaps someone else did. Tatienne shared a room. Her chambermaid may have seen something. She's over there, sitting by the pond.
Thank you. Let's see what her chambermaid can tell us then.
Excuse me, you there? The gentleman with the sword? I cannot help but notice you bear the moon and stars. So you are an associate of the dame's? Might I trouble you for some assistance? You'll be rewarded, of course.
And who exactly would I be assisting?
Oh, forgive me. I am Etienne, a humble merchant, though fortunate enough to count the dame among my acquaintances. I have business beyond these walls, but the guards have grown somewhat suspicious of my comings and goings of late. I was hoping someone might be kind enough to go in my stead. And who better than someone in the employ of the Vale's proprietress? Would you be willing to help a fellow in his hour of need?
Sure, why not?
Why not?
Marvelous. The task is simple enough. Pass through the gate and deliver packages to a few of my most valued clients. There are 3 in total: a grocer, an apothecary, and a distiller. You need only mention that the items you carry are fresh from the master's table.
Nothing dangerous, I hope.
Why, of course not. Merely trifles which folk beyond the checkpoint are keen to get their hands on. And though I cannot prevent you from peeking, I advise that you don't. Strongly advise.
It's fine with me. I tend to mind my business. Zizo3434 says, wonder if the third Final Fantasy VII part will come to PS5 or will be with the PlayStation 6 release to boost console sales. I think GTA 6 is going to boost console sales more than any other game that will possibly release. So I don't expect Sony to kind of time that release around the new console, but it's a possibility. But I think Final Fantasy XVI is the one that's going to really push the next gen into people's consideration. I mean, not Final Fantasy VI, I mean GTA 6, sorry. Unfortunately for us PC players, we're going to have to wait before we even get our hands on it, which is annoying.
Fresh fish, all from the sea of grace this very morn.
I warn you now, I don't sell to your kind, whether you have the coin or not. Where's your master anyway?
Etienne sent me.
Didn't know he had his own bearer. Business must be booming. All right, quickly now, before the guards notice.
All right, let me put up my other FPS counter just so you guys can see the performance. It's a little bit obstructive, but sorry. Let's see, MSI. So this is at stock at the moment. I'm trying to think what OSD is the one with the small. I think it's this one. No, it's number 1 actually. But I'm gonna disable the overclock because I don't like overclocking while live streaming. Oh, one more thing. I've got to move the positioning of my OSD back to normal because I was doing some benchmarking with what's that game called, Frostpunk 2, and it just kept getting in the way, so I had to move it around. Okay, so now you guys can see performance. Hopefully it's not too intrusive.
And this is for Etienne.
All this for a drink.
Not just any drink. The very best. Specially distilled for my most discerning customers. The guards find that, they'll seize it before you can blink. You keep it well hidden, all right? If Etienne likes it, tell him there's more where that came from. For a price, of course.
I wonder what this guy's got going on. Why has he got clients? What is he selling? But I did promise I wouldn't look at what I'm handing over, so I better mind my business.
I have no business with Branded.
Well, I have business with you. A package, fresh from the master's table.
I do not know you. Where is the merchant, Etienne?
Somewhere the gate guards won't be paying him or his affairs any mind.
Fine. Hand over the goods and be gone. This is lighter than usual. Branded, if I discover you have played me false,
I can always take it back.
you will do no such thing. Your master should cut out your insolent tongue. Had you been the tool of any other man, I would see you clapped in chains. Payment. Take it and get out of my sight.
Cigars.
Those cigars are worth more than your life. Do be careful.
He's lucky Clive is a reasonable dude because he deserves to get the blade right now. He is talking real reckless.
There's nothing here for your kind, Branded. Go on now, shoot.
I have a delivery from Etienne. Fresh from the master's table.
Why didn't you say so? Times are hard. But this here'll make 'em less so. For a while at least. Sorry about the welcome. I meant nothing by it. You wait right here. Here. You can tell Etienne I'm a man of my word.
Perfume.
Oriflamme's finest. Just as promised.
Perfume, cigars, and spirits. Someone has expensive tastes. The question is, how can they afford to maintain them? I suppose there's only one way to find out.
Yeah, I think in this place, Clive is best not to ask too many questions. But let's do all of the side missions first, and I'll continue with the main mission. Don't want these things piling up. Plus, some of these could be time critical, so if you don't do them now, you may never get the chance to do them again.
I haven't seen you around the Vale of late. Oh, don't tell me you've grown tired of us.
Ah, you have returned.
I believe these are yours.
Delightful. The dame will be pleased.
You don't say. And would she be pleased to learn what you had to exchange for those items?
You mean the crystals? No need to be coy, my boy.
Why not just tell me in the first place?
An honest man wears deception like shackles about his ankles. I couldn't risk you stumbling under the gaze of the guards. After all, we both know the punishment for dealing in unsanctioned crystals, even such morsels as I provide. And if you don't know what this day's work may have cost you, then, well, I dare say you'll sleep all the better for it. Despite the risk, our friends beyond the wall gladly give their finest and most treasured wares for the paltry crumbs I trade in.
I didn't realize crystals were so scarce here.
As scarce as chocobo teeth, hence the thriving market for even the scantest fragments. Do you think it vulgar that I profit from the hardship of others?
I think you're doing what you believe is necessary.
Yeah, indeed. And I don't doubt the dame would agree. A reward for a job well done. I have the goods I was commissioned to gather, and the guards are none the wiser. I thank you, as will our mutual friend when she hears of how you have aided me.
Okay, quest complete. Bullions loaded. Says these side quests are the worst I've ever seen. Some of them are pretty tedious, it has to be said. Most of them are fetch quests. The ones where you have to go and rescue people and kill some monsters, they're not so bad, because at least you get extra experience on top of what you get for completing the quest. But the fetch stuff is a little bit tedious for me. But they need to be done, so I get them done. There's another one right ahead of me. There's two more actually. Okay, what do these soldiers want?
Sergeant's got it in for us two. Where's your commanding officer branded? Don't you know the training grounds are for real soldiers?
Hey, you lost or something? Sorry, but the Imperial Guard's got no use for your kind. The infantry always needs more bodies, though.
I'm just passing through.
But I don't bloody believe it. The bastard's wearing the moon and stars.
That'll be why he's strutting about like he owns the place.
The Dane laughed when we offered her our protection. You reckon this prick's really worth a couple of the Emperor's finest?
I dare say there's ways of finding out. How about it, Branded? Care to show us how you earned that brooch?
I'd rather not.
Oh, they want to fight.
Oh, no doubt. Only chivalrous souls that we are, Robin and I need to know the dame's being properly looked after.
Fine, let's fight. I don't mind.
Fine. If it'll put your mind at ease.
Oh, and just so you know, I won't be holding back. I suggest you don't either. Take a moment to get ready if you need it. Wouldn't want you whining about an unfair fight.
Bro, you do not know what you're getting yourself into. But you asked for it. Who am I to let you down? Let's see now.
Now, let's get the measure of you, shall we?
If that's what you want.
Cocky bastard. All right, let's be having you.
You can try. Not gonna end well for you, mate.
Oh, and when you go crying to your mistress, Tell her it was Leon who gave you the pounding.
Sure.
Use all the dirty tricks you want, Brandon. Alright. So you know one end of a
Ah, still wasting my time. I only have an RTX 3090 now, overnight.
Fuck me.
What the hell are you playing at, Leon? Ah, so it's a real challenge he wants, is it? Fine.
Are you stronger, are you?
Sword up, bearer. Let's have some fun, shall we?
Bring it. I'm ready.
How'd a bearer win the Dane's favour anyway?
By knowing when to hold my tongue for a start.
It's over.
Hey, you're not much stronger. I don't know why you even ran your mouth, to be honest. I'll give you a chance to get up. Come on. Let's see what you got. You guys are slow as anything. Soldiers bested. Yes, the music on this game is awesome. A1. Any comments I've missed? Federico El Tanco says, hello. Does anyone know if a new driver has improved performance for this game? I heard someone say it does, but I haven't tested it personally. I wouldn't expect it to. Usually, NVIDIA are quite happy to brag about things like that in their release notes.
Can I go now?
Grieger's gas. The bastard didn't even break a sweat.
The dame's man or no, he's still a branded. Best hope the sergeant never hears about this.
Yeah, not after the bollocking he gave us for missing drills. Might be the old sod had a point.
I'll leave you to it.
Yeah, good bloody riddance. At least we know the dame's in safe hands, I suppose.
Do us a favour. If you have to tell the dame about this, tell her we got a good few hits in, eh?
No chance. You guys are scrubs. Okay. How many more side little missions I have in this place to do? Pretty sure there was one more. Just gonna run around inside just to make sure there's no more side missions that I've missed. After that, I'll get on with the main mission. Alright, let's just save it just in case, because I'd rather not have to do these side missions again. Okay, we're good.
That's the day done then. Drinks and the veil.
How about the veil, then drink?
Doesn't seem like there's any side missions left, so let's just get on with the main mission. And look for this person.
So you're the new escort the girls have been talking about. And you've already been sent off on an errand, eh? Poor boy. You'll be knackered before the real work begins later on tonight.
I'm told you share a bedchamber with Tatienne. Did she say anything to you before?
Before she went missing. Only that she needed to meet with someone. She did mention a name, but I know exactly who she meant.
You do?
Lad from the garrison. Annoying little shit. Spent every guil he earned on Tatienne, and picked fights with anyone else who tried to buy her time. Followed her around like a lost puppy. Tatienne was flattered at first, but it didn't take long for her to get scared. She thought about saying something. But the dame was so proud of her for how much she was bringing in, and she didn't want to let her down.
This man from the garrison. Did you ever see him?
Of course I did. He tried to sneak into our room enough times. Slimy sod's got a scar over one eye. Claims he got it in battle.
You've been very helpful.
Don't let him get away with this. Find him, and you'll find her.
Man from the garrison. Seems a trip to the barracks is in order.
Frederica El Tanker says, does the final version of the game run better than the demo, or are we on the same levels? Thank you. Well, I watched Digital Foundry's video. They said that there's less stutter in the final version, I believe, so over the demo. So there could be a bit of an improvement. Nothing I've personally noticed.
Well then, I suppose you'll need a little something.
So Gareth says, turn on anisotropic filtering via NVIDIA control panel. Yeah, something I'll try the next time I boot the game up. I don't think any changes you make while playing the game actually happens while the game's already loaded. I could be wrong, but that's my experience on the control panel anyway. You have to restart the application for things to take effect. Let's go into the garrison then and have a word. Actually, no, there's another side mission I should do.
Another one of the dame's pets. Why must she let them off the leash?
Let's go and speak to this person.
Heard the bones fell favourably. To the Vale, then, is it? What do you think? Nothing like a quick tumble on another man's coin.
I don't know how a bearer came by the moon and stars, but thank goodness I found you. Can I trust you to be discreet?
About what?
About this. About what I wish to ask of you. About the fact that I, a humble creature, assist the Dame of the Vale in her endeavors. As unlikely as it may seem, there are those within the upper echelons of Samberquois society who find the Empire's treatment of bearers to be barbaric.
All right. But what do you want from me?
This town is carried upon the backs of its bearers, and yet many would see their servants starve. Not for the want of coin, simple fare cost little more than a pittance, but to revel in the suffering of others, a simple act of cruelty. Contemptible though it is, my countrymen would sooner cut off their noses to spite their faces than see their bearers fed. And despite my best attempts at secrecy, my efforts to dole out comestibles have been noticed, which brings me to my request. The brand upon your cheek affords you a certain freedom, a freedom I could sorely use.
Okay, sounds interesting.
Fine. What do you need me to do?
Oh, thank you. An extra meal may not seem like much, but it will make all the difference. Here, deliver these, but keep them hidden. Quickly now. What food I can provide goes where the need is greatest. And today that happens to be the barracks. 3 bearers, overworked and underfed, not permitted a moment's rest.
It's no wonder so many die before their time.
Tragic, true, but do not let anger make you careless. People will view this act of mercy as an undermining of the Empire's authority. Be discreet for both our sakes, and for the sake of those we feed. Oh, and when you're finished, a word in the ear of one of the Dame's girls would be appreciated.
You won't be staying then?
I'm afraid not. I'm expected back in the capital, and have already risked much speaking with you this long.
Okay.
Crystal's curse is bad enough. We can't let people starve as well.
Heard the bones fell favourably.
So Gareth says, enabling anisotropic filtering even while the game's on via the NVIDIA control panel will still take effect. Okay, let's give it a try. Just going to put this into window mode. Actually, no, we can access control panel from here. So, let's add anisotropic filtering to this game and see if it actually does it in real time. Sorry about this, guys, it won't take too long. So it usually does brings up the games you've been playing, which is fine. So if we go down to anisotropic filtering, I can just force it at 16x, hit apply, and hopefully takes effect immediately. It's been done now. Okay. Well, I can't tell right now. I'd have to have a look and see, but let's get on with this side of the mission anyway. I don't really usually do anything with control panel for games because when I test them and give you guys performance, it's always default settings on the NVIDIA control panel. I don't like messing with that stuff. But where you can do it per application, I don't really mind with this.
You look like you need a rest. Not half as much as I need this. Thank you. I don't eat it here, though. Not where anyone might see. Has it always been this bad? Oh, it was worse before the Chamberlain. I'd be dead without him. Me and many others. That's something at least.
Okay, there's 2 more to go to.
Are you waiting for it to heal on its own? Hurry up!
Looks like now's not the time.
Okay, let's go and see that one over there. Where the hell did that icon just disappear to? It says quest destination nearby. Yeah, I know it was nearby. You had... Okay, so you just gotta find the person. Oh, here you are.
I have something for you.
From the Chamberlain. Thank you. You need to leave. Now. Please.
Branded! Who told you to rest? Stoke those damn flames! And you! If you've got a message for me, out with it. If not, return to your post.
Man, these guys are really rough on these branded, man. I don't get it. I know sometimes you need to be tough, but doing it 24/7 is just ridiculous, man. That must get tiring.
Heard the bones fell favorably.
Don't think I can do this now.
Enough! Curse you! Get away from me! You'll work faster next time if you know what's good for you!
Here. It looks like you need it.
The Chamberlain must have sent you, but alas, my work is far from over. If I don't go now, they'll beat me.
You need to rest.
But I won't. I've wounds to heal and bones to mend.
And what of your own hurts?
They'll wait. As will my hunger. Thank you, though.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Whoever has more regard for his cattle than the Empire does its bearers. Anyway, I'd better head to the Vale.
That bastard!
There seems to be an infinite amount of side missions in this place. I'm not complaining because I'm getting ability points and experience, but some of them are tedious.
Don't tell me you've grown tired of us.
All right. Are you here for business or pleasure?
Business, though not my own. The Chamberlain put me to work delivering food.
Ah, so he found someone to help him then. Just as well. I hear his friends back at court have been taking a little too much interest in him of late.
So he really is a Chamberlain.
There was a time when he was the Vale's most illustrious customer. Us girls thought of him as a generous uncle. He was one of the only people round here who seemed bothered by the way the Empire treats its bearers.
Rare for one in his position.
A fact not wasted on the dame. A little nudge from her is all it took, and he became the patron saint of Northreach's starving masses. My sisters and I may have lost an uncle, but bearers are being fed for a change, so we don't grumble. Much.
Glad to hear it.
Gives you faith, though, doesn't it? To know there are people out there like him. And you, for that matter. It's no wonder the dame's got a soft spot for you.
I better be going.
I'm starting to really consider what she wants in payment now. She's really feeling Clive like that. You may have to show her a few tricks in the bedroom. I think I'm done with all the side missions now, so I can finally get on with the main mission. I've said that like 3 times now, and every time I get close there's another green icon for me to go and attend. Okay, looks like I've done everything.
Heard the bones fell favourably. To the Vale?
I'm looking for a man with a scar over his eye.
Looking for a man? Does this look like a brothel branded? Fuck off.
Hold your tongue. He wears the dame's brooch. One word from him and the Vale's doors will be barred to us for good.
There's only one man in the garrison with a dodgy eye. His name's Yannick. I haven't seen him around lately, though.
On account of him being in war. Yeah, Yannick left a few days back. Said he had dealings with a merchant there.
The dame thanks you. Moore is the last village on the road to Oriflamme. I should let Isabel know where I'm headed.
Okay, it seems I have to leave this place to complete this mission.
That's what we signed up for.
That bastard!
Clive, tell me you bear good tidings.
That remains to be seen.
Oh, Tatienne, you could have told me.
This Yannick. The soldiers I spoke to believe he's in the village of Moore. According to them, he claimed to have some business with a merchant there. Though that wouldn't explain his continued absence.
And you plan on traveling to Moore to ascertain the truth?
Isn't that what you want?
Oh, it is, but I fear sending you there may cause more harm than good. The people of Moore are rather set in their ways. You'll find they have little love for bearers, and they will not hesitate to report one such as you to the constabulary. There is a man in Moore who owes me a favor. More than one, in fact. His name is Bertrand, and he works at the stables. Tell him I sent you.
I shall return as soon as I find something.
Okay, time to leave this place.
Drinks and the veil.
How about the veil, then drinks?
Sounds like business is good for this lady.
The markets are it.
Oriflamme, how many bearers suffer to keep your granaries full?
Just looking around for wild monsters to fight. Cockaboos are not really enemies in my opinion, so I'll stay away from them.
That's enough for today, Branded.
What's going on over here? I'll just mind my business.
Go on, back to the pit. I need you.
So I'm using DLSS Quality at 4K with the unlocked frame rate, and even with these specs I'm not even getting 100 FPS at times, which is crazy.
That's enough damning, you two.
Yeah, it's semi-open. Some side missions for me to do here though, so let's get them done. I try to do them as and when I see them, that way they don't build up.
You, Branded, here now. You're late. What kept you?
Late for what?
Did they tell you nothing? A wild beast is savaging my boy. Well, don't just stand there gawping. Rescue him.
All right, where is he?
My, I see they've sent me a Branded with a spine for a change. He's over that way, towards the coast. Go, and see that you kill the beast.
This one sounds a little bit more interesting than the previous missions I've been doing.
For someone whose son's in mortal danger, he didn't seem all that worried. Something's not right here. I need to be careful.
Well, all development teams are not equal. That's why God of War Ragnarok is well optimized, and then this game is, let's just say, not so much.
Have you seen my Chloe? I let her out of her pen while I did my chores, but she hasn't come back yet. I think she's lost. Please, can you help me look for her?
Yeah, I'll look for her, but just not right now.
I can't promise I'll find her, but I'll try. Describe her to me.
She's beautiful, white hair. She lets me stroke her when I'm sad. She's ever such a good girl. So quiet and kind. And she likes walking in the wheat. I know the fields are big, but she's never got lost before. Oh, she must be starving too. She hasn't eaten anything since yesterday. It is my job to feed her.
In that case, let's not keep her waiting.
Okay, we'll probably...
That's a lot of field to search. With a little luck, someone might have seen her.
Anyway. Try and get these side missions done.
You work these fields? I need to ask you something.
A Branded. And an outsider at that, judging by the lack of manners. Why should I help you, eh? You tell me that.
Because a girl from the village asked me to find her pet. Chloe. Have you seen her?
Chloe, is it? Oh, little Lisette's plaything. Last I saw, the filthy creature was sniffing about the windmill. That girl's had enough to know she should tie her pet up when she's finished playing with it.
The windmill.
Off with you now. I won't have idle branded underfoot.
Yeah, SK Hijinks. Yeah, the game is amazingly sharp with DLAA. It's come to my attention though that God of War has some issues with frame gen and DLSS missing out effects in the game, so they need to work on that.
More brown than white. You're not Chloe, are you, girl? Is that someone napping on the job? I hope they don't mind the interruption.
I don't think they're napping. They look like they're deceased. Yeah, that's a body. Gratification. No.
The crystal's curse.
Chloe, I was calling you. Didn't you hear me?
What?
Get up now. You've slept long enough. It's time to go home. Chloe? Why did you already turn into a rock? I only made you do a bit of magic. You knew you were my favorite. None of the other Chloes had pretty hair. It could be months before Dad gives me another one. I have to wait until they're too tired to work anymore.
Is that all she was to you? A plaything? Do you really not care that she's dead?
She's not dead. She's a rock.
That? The crystal's curse? That's just how she died. And now she's gone forever. Giving another bearer her name won't change that.
No, don't say that.
It's true. And without that brand, she would have been just another girl. Somebody's daughter. Just like you.
But Dad said bearers don't have parents.
They do. Parents that give them away. Families they'll never see again. But you became Chloe's family when you took her in. Remember that. And remember her.
Gala-chan, your comments would only not appear if you're using links or if you're just blocked for chatting some rubbish on my channel. It all depends. Which one did you do? Did you put a link in the comment or you just banned for talking reckless on the channel? I don't deal with trolls, so if you are a troll, that's why your comments are not showing up. That's just the way it is, unfortunately. I mean, God of War works so well, I would never even use frame gen. Even at native, I'm getting like 140 FPS.
The wolf! It's going to eat me!
Not if I can help it.
Alright, let's deal with this.
Stay back. I'll deal with this.
Easy work. Game's using a bit more memory than I remembered. 12 gigabyte now.
No! You weren't supposed to kill Wolfie. You were supposed to die. Father will have you whipped for this. Bearers aren't supposed to win. They never win.
What is this? Your father said you were being attacked.
You're not supposed to talk. Stop looking at me like that. We were only having fun.
Having fun?
Why are you still speaking? Father will hear of this.
That kid deserves a slap.
The wolf's work, no doubt. But it's not the wolf that's to blame.
That's messed up, man.
Someone needs to put an end to this before it happens again.
It's using these branded as sport. It's ridiculous.
Come here this instant. How dare you frighten my son? You slaughter his poor pet and then have the gall to return, head held high. That wolf was trained. Better trained by far than your worthless kind. You are the entertainment, nothing more. And we are most certainly not entertained.
Nor am I. You'll pay for what you've done.
See? I told you, he talks too much. It's not right. I don't like him, Father.
You're not the branded I bought, are you? How dare you deceive me? Well, the sins of the slave are the sins of the master. Go! Summon the unlucky wretch you answer to.
Let's see now. So how do I respond? The wretch would be the dame. Yeah, let's say the wretch would be the dame and see what he says.
That unlucky wretch would be the dame. I can summon her if you like. Though I doubt she would welcome the interruption.
You serve the dame. Why would a woman of her caliber...
You look afraid. Well, how do you think those bearers in the field felt? Can you imagine their fear? Their pain? From the look of you, I'd say you're starting to get an idea of the first. Now, if you need help with the second...
Father, he's scaring me.
You think to threaten us, Branded? The dame's pet or no, I will not abide such insolence.
Can't we just buy another hound? A bigger one, a better one.
Of course, my son. I'll have the villagers fetch us another. With jaws powerful enough to nip this Branded's head clean off his shoulders.
You do that. As for Galachan, no. I wouldn't block anyone just for making a comment like that. It's clear there's an issue with DLSS.
I'm wasting my time.
But it all depends on how the conversation went. If you accuse me of using different settings or use the link, then your comment's not going to show up. And if you're rude about it, then yeah, you may have been blocked. It's not up to me if your comment shows up if you're using links, because no links come through in comments. I just don't allow that. But if you're using a sock puppet account just so you can speak on my live, then just use better manners and then maybe you won't be blocked. But as for the discussion, if you're just saying one side looks different, I wouldn't have done anything. But if you said it in a way that you were insinuating that I was doing something unfairly, then yeah, that conversation might have gone a little bit different.
You must be Clive.
How do you know my name?
The dame. I'm in her service, like yourself. Never gets any easier, burying the dead.
Is that what you're here to do?
The mistress has me see to it that none are left to the crows. Since you're here, can you give me a hand?
Gladly.
May their burden finally be lifted. I take it you slew the nobleman's pet?
I did. Now I expect they'll find another soon enough. And when it gets here, more bearers will die. How can they think so little of sending us to the slaughter?
Simple. Because you are not them. Bearers are tools when they're needed, and toys when they're not. And if one breaks, well, you can always buy another. Still, such attitudes don't always go unpunished.
It's like the wolf they bought.
Of course not.
Didn't work out.
Wolves kill. It's in their nature. Invite one into your home, It's gonna tear your throat out eventually. Same with bearers. Fed or not, they don't lack for fangs. What will folk do when they bite back, I wonder? The realm's less who murderous bastard here. For the help.
You don't have to.
Take it. You never know. Our paths may cross again. Till then.
$150 ability points. That was worth it in the end. Took a little while. Oh, we're getting there. I need to get 2,000 ability points to get the actual ability I want. But I think that's it for the side missions in this area. Let's just deal with these monsters and head over to the main mission. C. Burke says, bang, I bought the PC of my dreams and barely have any interest to play my huge library. It seems a lot of people have this problem. Did you? Or am I just depressed? You might be a bit depressed, mate. No, no, everyone goes through that sometimes. For me, it wasn't really the games. When I first, I'm trying to think, when's the first time I built the PC of my dreams? And then when I finally got everything I wanted, it was just this, instead of feeling this feeling of accomplishment, it was just like, okay, I've done this now what? And then it was kind of sad. You're like, man, I've always wanted to get to this level, and now that I'm here, it's not as rewarding as I thought it would be, and it was kind of disappointing in a way. But I still find time to play games, because as long as the games are good, I'll use my PC. If not, then I'll spend most of my time watching Netflix and doing other things, you know what I mean? So I understand where you're coming from, but yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about it. I would say as long as there's a game that's interesting, then you're going to use your PC. But
if the people of Moore are as intolerant as Isabel says, it's no wonder the Empire never sent my unit here.
Alright, I think I need to buy some more potions.
Buy, sell, or be gone.
GNM says it's so sad that bearers are treated like that. Yeah, man, it's crazy. Like, I'm surprised by some of the stuff I'm dealing with right now. The fact that you had this little kid that once the bearer is like all worked out and tired, she treats it like a doll. And then you got this other kid pretending to be her and it's getting attacked by wolves as if it's sport or something, which is just insane. So it just seems like the normal people are just really, really cruel in this universe.
If that's what you want.
So the quest destination is nearby. Who am I supposed to speak to? I was meant to speak to this guy, yeah, in the stables. He owes the dame a favor or two.
Are you Bertrand? The dame sent me.
Sounds about right. Only time I hear from her is when she wants something. Well, go on then. What is it?
One of her courtesans has gone missing, and I need to find her. A soldier who may have information on her whereabouts is rumored to have come here to meet with a trader.
Many traders stop to peddle their wares on their way to the capital, but only one's been seen quarreling with a soldier.
Is he still here?
The trader? Oh, yeah. Stubborn sod stood his ground till the soldier got tired of shouting, from what I hear. If you seek him out, keep your head down. Fact is, folks round here would sooner hang a branded than help him. And that's even with the dame's brooch for protection.
Understood.
Weren't expecting any new branded until the new moon.
You don't think he's a dessert?
What's this? A branded? Where's your master? Must I call for the constable?
I come to you from Northreach, at the behest of the dame. Perhaps you've heard of her.
Why, of course I have. I am the good lady's servant. Oh, what is it that she requires of me?
Rumor has it you were seen arguing with a soldier some few days ago. A soldier with a scar over his eye.
Yes, that's right. He had a comb which he claimed was an antique. Said he wanted to trade it for a newer one. But old though it was, an antique it most certainly was not, as I told him. Nevertheless, he insisted that it was of great value and was quite vehement about my appraisal. I stood firm, however, and for all his bluster, he still purchased a new comb, albeit an inexpensive one.
And do you know where he went after that?
My customers aren't usually in the habit of telling me whither they are bound, but as it happens, this one did. Yonder ruins, strange as it may sound.
My thanks.
Not at all. I would do anything for the dame. Anything. Be sure and tell her, won't you, that I was helpful. I mean, most helpful.
All of these dudes are just so whipped on this Dane. I know she's got a bit of charm about her. She's obviously attractive, but man, these guys, that snatch must be insane. Must be slip and slide or something. But yeah, just to further add to your point, C. Burke, I wouldn't, it all depends on your life. If most of your time is spent working and then you, like your free time, sometimes you just don't know what you want to do or you're too tired to do what you want to do, then you're going to have to try and make time to do what you want to do. As far as, you know, just playing games that you enjoy, you should know what your favorite genre is. Even though I do all of this benchmarking for fun and just to make content for the channel. So the channel making content, that's kind of, the hobby goes hand in hand. So I like to be creative, and then I like to play games, and I like to build PCs and test new hardware. I actually get more enjoyment testing new hardware than I do sometimes playing the game. So that's why, like, most people will be like, well, you've got an RTX 4090, why do you need a 5090? That's true, I don't need a 5090, but I enjoy testing all the new technology that comes with all of these new cards, and I just find it interesting. So it's all part of the hobby for me. But I always play my games, so as much as people think I just put up a OSD and then test for like an hour and that's it, I never play the game again. No, I play my games, I really do. Man, this thing's strong. Okay, job done. That was just a random encounter. I didn't even think I needed to fight these guys. Actually, I did.
Bodies. A man and a... Well, the wolves have been busy. But the blood is long dry. So it is you, Tatienne.
If that's true, then the body next to hers will be Yannick's. The girl Yannick went off to see every night. You said her name was Tatienne.
You... Did you follow me?
Now, why would I do that? Unless you think I'd have good reason to. But no. I was sent to find Yannick. By the looks of things, I have.
We both found who we were searching for.
Nah, he was a jealous sod. Couldn't stand the thought of his woman with someone else. Then one day he sees her with a new comb. Thinks she's got herself a new gallant. Tells the garrison he's going to find the man and kill him. We know it's all talk, but then he disappears off to Moor for some dealings and doesn't come back.
If you mean this comb, it was a gift from the dame.
If only Yannick had bothered to ask, eh? He might not be rotting on a hill.
I think he meant to ask us something else. He stole the old comb and bought her a new one in the hope they'd wed.
Wed? Where would they have gone? Certainly not back to Northreach with a dame waiting. And we all know what happens to deserters. Tell the dame I'm sorry for her loss. When the lads come to collect Yannick's body, I'll see that Tatienne is delivered to the Vale.
Is that wise?
Oh, there won't be any covering up this mess. The most we can hope for is that the dame doesn't hold it against us. Speaking of which, I saw her in Moor just now. Could you tell her what happened? Might sound better coming from you.
I need to tell Isabel. Perhaps the comb will give her something to remember Tatienne by.
It's crazy how much lines of dialogue they've put in this game. I can only imagine how much recording they had to do. X Speakeasy says, I'm also looking to get a 5092. I'm on a 4090 since the release. Don't need to, but I want one, laughing out loud. I also enjoy testing hardware, laughing out loud. I just enjoyed seeing the improvements and getting a look myself. That's exactly how I feel. And of course, there's other motivations as well. Like, people like to see what the new stuff can do, and I'm happy to facilitate that. So there's multiple reasons why I like testing the new hardware. Trying to catch up some comments. SK Hijink says 100% on RPG, enjoy outside the channel. Yeah, RPG is probably my favorite genre out of everything. So Final Fantasy 16 was on my list, and even if I didn't do this, I would definitely be playing this, no problem.
If it was a message that needed delivering, I could have...
You are still in one piece, I see. You will be pleased to hear that your companions have arrived. They said they would meet you at a little chapel to the east of here.
Thank you, but you needn't have come all this way just to tell me. I was on my way to see you.
You found her then? I see. My dear Tatienne. It is by no means uncommon for a client to fall for a courtesan. Especially a client who's young and far from home. But rarely do such tales have happy endings.
I found this with Tatienne. I believe it was yours.
Thank you for returning it. I shall see that it has a place on her pyre.
That was a long ass mission. It's done now. So the Dame wanted a favour from Clive. I'm quite intrigued to see what that request is. And if you have a choice to opt in or out, I wonder what happens.
I should go.
Before you do, I have one last gift. A token of my thanks. The Vale counts among its patrons several high-ranking officers of the Imperial Army. According to one of the looser-tongued gentlemen, it would appear that the legions are planning to march south.
Not to mention the same thing.
But did he mention that it was all of the legions? This is no mere skirmish. Were I to guess, I'd say the Emperor planned to abandon the capital. But that couldn't possibly be true now, could it? Take care, Clive.
I will. And thank you again.
David Novelino says, once 50 series launches, my RTX 4080 goes to my pops. He's still on my old EBJ 2070, so that's quite the upgrade. That way, he's not missing out on so many of these new graphically wonderful games. So yeah, that's nice of you. This is a good game to be first. Yeah, this is actually, that's the thing about Final Fantasy games. They're all different stories. You can start from whatever one you want. Obviously, don't play something like 13.2 before 13. That wouldn't make sense. But you can start with 7, 8, or 9. For my personal favorite, I really like Final Fantasy VIII, the card game, the kind of concept of students being trained in these futuristic gardens and their kind of military powers in a way. I thought the Final Fantasy VIII storyline with Squall and Riona and Selphie and all the rest of it was amazing. Then you had like Sorceress Edia and you had the Luna Cry and all of that stuff. I thought Final Fantasy VIII was one of the best games. I really hope that they remaster that. But it's a little bit old now, of course. It was a PS1 game, so it's going to be really dated. But there are some good mods now that people have made the game look a little bit more modernized. But if I had to start from one Final Fantasy, it would be between 7 and 8. Those are two of the best stories. If you want something more modern, I would say start with Final Fantasy X, because that's the first one that had voice acting. And of course, they've even remastered that now, so that helps even more. Gustavius Twinkleberry says 5090 might be enough for 8K. Well, probably. We're still pretty hazy on the details. 1 minute they're saying it's going to be 448-bit, and 1 minute they're saying it's going to be 512-bit bus. It's going to have GDDR7 at 28 gigabits per second. It's going to have 32 gigabytes of GDDR7. You know, we're going to hear, and it's going to be 600 watt GPU. We're hearing so many different things. I don't know what to believe, but one thing I do know, it's probably going to be expensive. So, you know, I'm sure a lot of people might be shocked, but I've definitely made sure I'm ready. Okay, let's see what happens now. So Jill and Sid should be here, right?
Any trouble on the way?
None worth mentioning.
As I was telling Jill, it's worse than I thought. The capital's crawling with soldiers.
And here I am, the deserter come home.
Which is why we'll be taking the back door.
The pleasure houses. Something tells me something in this part of the game is going to get me in trouble, so I might end it here just in case.
Cheer up, you two. Can't think of a safer place in the Empire than a... brothel.
Really? Doesn't seem very private.
So then, how do we proceed?
We'll be using the glass gate. Tonight, just after sunset.
Where the shards are loaded for transport. That is one of the most heavily guarded points in all of Sambrek.
But not the most, which is a start. Besides, I know a shortcut straight to the heart.
A shortcut? And how exactly did you come to know about this fatal chink in the Empire's armor?
Let's just say I may have attempted something similar before. And may have ended up running for dear life after being discovered by Bahamut, but that's not important.
Sid, if the mud crystals truly are the cause of the blight...
If? You wound me, Jill.
What I'm trying to say is, if the powers that be know all of this, why do they sit idle and allow it to continue?
In case you haven't noticed, the God-fearing people of this realm and their pious leaders care for but one thing, themselves. And they'll do whatever it takes to hold on to power. The rest of us are just a means to an end. The moment you raise your voice against them, you're decried as an outlaw, clapped in irons and slung in a cell to rot.
An outlaw.
Whoever controls the crystals controls the realm. But our kind can wield magic without them. To our rulers, we must seem the most convenient of tools, and the most dangerous.
But what makes them think they have the right to use us? To leave us to die when our bodies are spent?
Does a nobleman weep for a broken mug? A torn tunic? Our fate means nothing to them. No, this isn't a battle you can win with words. Believe me, I've tried, but nothing ever gets through. The world is simply not ready to listen. So to hell with talking. If they won't give us a say, we'll decide our fates another way. You can't blame a man for wanting to bring an end to all this, can you?
I can't. But what of all the people you mean to rob of their comforts? Are you happy for them to call you outlaw?
Sid the Outlaw. Ah, that'll do me.
You might at least pretend to take this seriously.
Have a little faith, Jill. Even if you don't think much of my choice of digs. If it means my deeds will be remembered, I'll gladly play the role of villain. But first, we have a gate to crash. And once we're in, there'll be no turning back. So you best make ready. The world won't save itself.
You say these are all from Dalmekia?